The starless void of space stretched endlessly, dotted only by the distant gleam of stars and the faint glow of nebulae. Somewhere within this vast cosmos lay the kingdom of Zorathia, a realm of towering crystal spires and shimmering cities afloat in the sky. The Zorathian Empire was ruled by King Malikar, a being of immense power and indomitable will. His presence alone could command armies and silence dissent, and his empire spanned countless star systems. Yet, for all his might, Malikar harbored a secret sorrow: his daughter, Princess Elara. Elara was not what anyone expected from the heir to the throne. Where her father was strong and unyielding, she was frail and soft-spoken. Her slender frame and timid demeanor made her the subject of hushed whispers and veiled mockery among the court. She lacked the battle prowess and commanding presence that defined her lineage, and Malikar's disappointment in her was palpable. Despite his cold demeanor, however, Malikar loved his daughter in his own way and sought a means to strengthen her. One fateful day, the king summoned his council of advisors to discuss a peculiar proposal. Among them was High Chancellor Warlike, a cunning strategist with an eye for unconventional solutions. "My king," Warlike began, bowing deeply, "may I suggest an experiment? On a distant planet called Earth, there exists a species known as humans. Though their technology is primitive compared to ours, they possess remarkable adaptability and resilience. Perhaps introducing one of them to the princess might ignite a change." Malikar's piercing gaze narrowed. "You propose bringing a human to Zorathia? A being so far beneath us? Why would I entertain such a notion?" "Because," Warlike replied, "they are survivors. They thrive in adversity and often rise to challenges far beyond their apparent limitations. If the princess is to find her strength, she may need to see it reflected in another." After a long silence, Malikar nodded. "Very well. But choose wisely. If this human fails, the consequences will be severe." On Earth, a young man named Daniel Walker lived a life of quiet obscurity. An orphan raised in foster homes, he had learned to rely on himself. Despite his hardships, Daniel possessed a fierce determination and a sharp intellect. He worked tirelessly at a local repair shop, using his mechanical skills to make ends meet while dreaming of something more. One evening, as Daniel closed up the shop, the sky above him tore open with a blinding light. Before he could react, he was enveloped in a beam and transported aboard a Zorathian vessel. Disoriented and terrified, he found himself face to face with Warlike. "Human," the Chancellor intoned, "you have been chosen for a great purpose. Serve well, and you will be rewarded beyond your wildest dreams. Fail, and you will perish." Daniel's protests fell on deaf ears as he was whisked away to Zorathia. The alien world overwhelmed his senses with its ethereal beauty and advanced technology. But there was little time for wonder as he was presented to the king and princess. Elara's initial reaction to Daniel was one of confusion and discomfort. She could not understand why her father had brought such a being to their world, and Daniel, in turn, found her aloof and fragile demeanor frustrating. Their early interactions were marked by awkward silences and mutual disdain. The turning point came during a training session. Malikar, eager to test the human's mettle, ordered Daniel to spar with one of the Zorathian warriors. Though outmatched in strength and skill, Daniel's tenacity shone through. He refused to yield, pushing himself to his limits despite his injuries. Elara watched in awe as he stood tall, bloodied but unbroken. "Why do you fight when you cannot win?" she asked him afterward. "Because giving up means letting them decide who I am," Daniel replied. "I'd rather fail trying than not try at all." His words struck a chord in Elara. Inspired by his determination, she began to take her training seriously. Daniel, despite his initial reluctance, became her mentor of sorts, teaching her not only combat techniques but also the mindset of resilience. Together, they faced grueling trials designed by Malikar to push them to their limits. As the months passed, Elara transformed. Her once timid nature gave way to a quiet confidence, and her skills in battle grew sharper. Daniel, 2, adapted to life on Zorathia, earning the respect of those who once doubted him. Their bond deepened, and they came to rely on each other in ways neither had anticipated. But their journey was far from over. A threat loomed on the horizon, the Draxen, a warlike species that had long harbored enmity toward Zorathia. The Draxen were known for their ruthless tactics and unrelenting aggression. Their fleets moved with precision, and their soldiers were trained from birth to be formidable warriors. Rumors of their growing power had reached Zorathia, and it became clear that a confrontation was inevitable. The Draxen's assault began with devastating swiftness. Their warships breached Zorathia's outer defenses, raining destruction upon the kingdom's outer colonies. Malikar called upon his generals and strategists to devise a plan, but the Draxen's strength was unlike anything they had faced before. Amid the chaos, Elara and Daniel stepped forward, proposing a bold counteroffensive. "We need to strike at the heart of their operation," Daniel said, pointing to the holographic display of the Draxen fleet. "Their flagship coordinates the entire fleet. If we take it out, we disrupt their command structure." "It's a dangerous gamble," one general remarked. "The flagship is heavily fortified." "All the more reason to try," Elara interjected. "We can't win this war by playing it safe. Let us lead the mission." Reluctantly, Malikar agreed. Elara and Daniel assembled a team of elite soldiers and embarked on the mission. They infiltrated the Draxen flagship using stealth and guile, navigating its labyrinthine corridors while evading patrols. The tension was palpable, each step bringing them closer to their goal. In the heart of the flagship, they found the command center. A fierce battle ensued as Draxen warriors poured in to defend their leader. Elara fought with a ferocity that stunned even her enemies, her movements precise and deadly. Daniel, using his ingenuity, sabotaged the ship's systems, throwing the Draxen into disarray. As the battle reached its climax, Elara faced the Draxen commander, a towering figure clad in ominous armor. Their duel was intense, each strike ringing out like a thunderclap. Drawing on all she had learned, Elara emerged victorious, striking a decisive blow that ended the commander's reign. With the flagship's command center disabled, the Draxen fleet fell into chaos. Zorathian forces seized the opportunity to counterattack, driving the invaders back and reclaiming their territories. The victory was hard-fought, and its cost was steep, but Zorathia had prevailed. The aftermath of the war saw profound changes in Zorathia. Elara's transformation was complete, she had become the warrior and leader her father had always hoped for. Malikar, recognizing her growth, entrusted her with greater responsibilities, acknowledging her as his true heir. Daniel, hailed as a hero, was offered a place of honor in the kingdom. Elara and Daniel's bond grew stronger in the years that followed. They worked together to rebuild what had been lost, forging alliances and fostering unity among the star systems under Zorathian rule. Their story became a symbol of hope and resilience, a reminder that strength could be found in the unlikeliest of places. As they stood atop the crystal spires of the royal palace, gazing out into the endless expanse of space, they knew their journey was far from over. The stars held countless mysteries and challenges, and together, they would face them all.